be playing like he's God, y'all. And did you see what he posted on Truth Social 6 days ago? He put up a disclaimer. He was the first president I voted for. I campaigned for Ron Paul. That's my dude. I thought this guy was the next best thing, and I believed him when he told me no new wars. I'm going to fix everything. I'm going to drain the swamp, and I'm going to give it back to the people. I totally believed him, voted for him twice. So there is that. But I'm going to pause here and let you read this. If you need to pause it, I tried to slow it down, but if you need to pause it to read it, read it. And then I'm going to show you a little clip, or just a picture screenshot of it, and highlight a portion of that. And in that highlighted circle, there's a different highlight, and you're going to read those texts. And I want you to read those words over and over and over again to yourself. I'll let you take a minute. Okay, so that was 6 days ago. And from what I understand, it has been passed. And for those of you who don't know what the FISA Section 702 is, it's a provision in the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which is allowing the U.S. intel agencies to, let me quote it, conduct targeted warrantless surveillance of non-U.S. persons located outside of the United States. Well, okay. I understand where that might be. I mean, it's our Constitution here, but we're not going to use it in other places that don't have constitutions. So I understand, even though I don't agree, in the legal capacity in which that's possible. But if you reread again what you just read, if it's to do with non-American citizens in non-American countries, then why are we worried about giving up? Quote, I am willing to risk the giving up of my rights and privileges as a citizen for our great military and country. My husband was military. He was Army 12 years. I'm pretty sure that when they take their oath, and I'm not saying pretty sure, I know for a fact, when they take their oath, they take the oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. And they pledge to do so to all enemies, of which may be foreign or domestic. And if our president is sitting and telling us that he is willing to give up, when he says his rights, he's talking about ours too, people. If he's willing to give up our rights and privileges for a little bit of security in a war in which a nation has never personally attacked us, yes, they chant death to America. I would too if since 1953, a different nation had been infiltrating mine and causing such global geopolitical problems on the world stage that it's almost infuriating. I'd be chanting that to America too. However, the nation has not had nuclear capabilities since probably prior to 2003. But when the Ayatollah at the time, the dude that we just killed, that guy, when he issued a holy fatwa saying it is unholy to have, obtain, procure, or use any form of nuclear weaponry, we are only using it for enrichment, and he upheld that, then I do not understand where a president without a great threat to us personally here on our shores. Yeah, I'm sure Israel's scared, but you know what? Let them deal with it. That's not our job, and it's not our problem. And right now, this man is acting on behalf of a foreign nation, and that is something that our soldiers need to start defending and upholding, because Congress is the only one who has the ability, legally and constitutionally. I don't care what legal precedent has been made since, I don't know, Korea, or maybe even before then, but those legal precedents do not justify the nullification of the Constitution of the United States of America. We are a constitutional republic. We are not a democracy. We have become a democracy, but we were not designed as one. And the founders did that specifically because they knew this was the path that every democracy has taken. Look at Rome. For anybody who watched the presidential reading of 2 Corinthians chapter 7, 11 to 12, I'm pretty sure the clear message is that this man's main concern is for the state of Israel. And up until reading this Truth Social from 6 days ago, I really had hope that all the Q conspiracy theorists that believed that, I believe some, and you had to because some of it came true. But those that still believe that that's part of a tool that we can use, that's controlled opposition. Kind of like Alex Jones, with ties to the CIA and the past. I'm sorry. Good information. I relied on it for years, but you never trust a man who has ties to the federal deep state government. Up until this Truth Social and then his reading of the specific verse, and many other Truth Socials here within the past couple of days that have reiterated. Because if you read 2 Corinthians, it could be taken, if you're an American who's hoping we break ties with Israel, that it could be taken as a message to Israel, shape up or we're shipping out, kind of like Kennedy did. But reading this Truth Social from 6 days ago, any president, any sitting American president who is willing to risk the giving up of my rights and privileges as a citizen for our great military and country, he does not deserve to be the leader of our military, and he should be tried for treason. A good quote from Benjamin Franklin, and it's talking about how a democracy is two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner, and a republic is a well-armed being able to defend himself. So we've got to start realizing what our constitutional republic means, because they made it very clear in the founding writings. It's only yours if you choose to keep it, and you've got to work to keep it. You've got to be a moral and educated population. And if you cannot see through this Truth Social post 6 days ago, in which this man told us that in order to spy on non-U.S. citizens in non-U.S. countries, U.S. citizens are going to start losing their rights, I promise you're about to start losing yours, because the next expansion in this provision, or a new provision that's even added, because this one is section 702, if it's the last section, probably not, but let's assume it was, then the next section 703 is going to be domestic terrorism and targeting that. Warrantless searches, warrantless wiretaps, targeted surveillance. They've been doing it under the radar for so long. And this president just said that we all need to sit back, accept it, be happy about it, and vote for him if he decides to run again. I'm fed the fuck up, America. I don't know about you, but if Greece in 2012, when their economy was about to crash because of corrupt politicians, if the Grecians could walk to the parliament building, threaten them, set that bitch on fire. Now, I'm not calling for that, because I love my Capitol building. It's the house of the people, and I want to keep that for us. But it's time that we go figuratively burn down every place that these people stand and think that it's okay to maniacally control the people of the United States. They've obviously forgotten whose country this is and what the government is of, what it's by, and what it's for. And that is the people. We as the people gotta wake up and fucking remember that.